Hi guys, hope you're doing well. I have my reading strategy is the pre-reading plan, and this is my demonstration video. Obviously, you guys clicked on it. So one thing I want to get out of the way quick before I continue is that this is kind of a discussion-based plan, like a discussion-based strategy. So as far as like a demonstration goes, I feel it's maybe kind of hard to do a video, so I'm gonna try my best. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna walk you through like what it looks like, what it might look like in a classroom. That'll probably be my a demonstration. Sorry if this is classroom, I'd probably just have us actually do a small dose of this strategy. But as it is, this is the best we can do. So it is what it is. Pre-reading strategy comes on page 78, chapter 4 in our textbook. And it's pretty straightforward. Basically, the idea is that you gain background knowledge of the reading, or you you help the students gain background understanding of the reading. And you do this by asking like discussion questions. And there's like a 3-part discussion that the book details that you do. You do this for like each term, and that brings us to the thing on the screen. So this is a little snippet I took out from the Declaration of Independence in the second paragraph, first sentence. And I highlighted some key terms that I thought might be good for discussion. And when you start the discussion, the idea is like you highlight these key terms, you present them to your students. You do this one at a time through the 3-step process. So the first word that we have here, so I'll just skip to like liberty. We'll use liberty as an example of this. So you're having a discussion with your students, and the first thing you're gonna do is, what do you associate with liberty? And you might get a couple of answers that are right on the money, like freedom, like choice, the power to do what I want, like that kind of thing. We might have other random answers like the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia. And those aren't bad answers either, but the idea is like you want to like build them to like the deeper understanding that you want to try to achieve. This is also really beneficial for teachers too, because by doing this association part, you kind of get an understanding of like what your students know already about the subject that you're hoping to get them to learn about. So if you do see like an error or a large gap, you can kind of attack it early, and that way when they read the reading, they're not confused. So we'll keep going with this liberty thing. So like the first part, association. It's like, what do you associate with this word? What might, example, like freedom, liberty, 4th of July, Revolutionary War, fireworks, all that stuff. And then you ask them a reflection question of, well, what made you associate that with this word? And that's the goal there, is trying to get them to think deeper of like, well, I associate liberty with freedom because that's what they learned in the previous class, or I associate liberty with July 4th because that's what they always talk about on that holiday. And that's good because like as a teacher, the goal is like kind of direct them into the correct understanding of these things. So if you get a student that's like, I associate liberty with July 4th because they always talk about it, that's where you can kind of dive deeper and push the conversation into more of a, all right, well, why are we talking on July 4th? Like, what are we celebrating on July 4th? And that's where you can kind of help the students gain understanding. And it's a good thing too, is it's kind of a relatable thing. Like everyone knows July 4th, almost everyone celebrates it. So it's kind of like that, kind of relating the material with some real life experiences. Important is good during this kind of discussion too. And the last and final stage is reformulation. So that's where you take everything that was discussed in the class before this, and you kind of talk about like, all right, do you have any new ideas of like what this word means? So maybe something that associated liberty with July 4th, they understand now liberty means freedom, or it basically means freedom. So now when they come here to read this, they should have a better understanding of what liberty means. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the demonstration, because after this, then you either correct any big errors or misunderstandings, or go through it. Something I would like to point out that I don't think I mentioned yet is that you go through each word like individually. So like you do what I walk through with liberty, you do for unalienable rights, for life, for liberty, and for the pursuit of happiness. And you have each like small discussion on each of these things to show that they like help the students get a good understanding of it. But one other thing too is that it has to be like, they prefer that you do it like in the order that they appear in the text. So the first thing you discuss is unalienable rights, then life, then liberty, then the pursuit of happiness. And hope that they can kind of build on each other. That by the time they hit pursuit of happiness, they're starting to get the idea that this is more about actually like achieving like freedom and choice versus some random thing. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. It's a pretty short like strategy in the book. It's only like 2 pages in length, so there's not much to it. And yeah, thanks for watching the video, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. All right, bye.